Happy New Year and welcome back to EFD, where this week we are looking at 10 injured stars your club desperately need to return in 2020. Let's go. 10. David Brooks. Having announced himself in the Premier League with 7 goals and 5 assists in 2018-19, David Brooks is yet to make an appearance for Bournemouth this year after picking up an ankle injury in the pre-season. Originally expected to be out for just 12 weeks, recurring issues has meant he has yet to even return to light training. And how he has been missed by the South Coast club. Currently in the midst of another underwhelming campaign, Bournemouth sits 18th in the league, just 5 points above bottom placed Norwich. And it's no surprise, the Cherries have lost 10 of their last 11 games, winning just 1 point since the start of November. Part of the issue has been their lack of attacking threat, with normally consistent strike partners Josh King and Callum Wilson managing just 8 strikes between them. Liverpool loanee Harry Wilson has had to pick up the pieces with 6 goals so far. And the fact his XG is just 2 shows how most of his goals have been free kicks and long-range efforts, papering over the issues of their limited creativity. Bournemouth will no doubt be desperately wanting to draft David Brooks back into the attack as soon as possible. 9. Ishak Belfodil. There are not many clubs in Europe this season missing their striker quite as much as Hoffenheimar Ishak Belfodil. After bursting onto the scene with 16 goals and 3 assists in 2018-19, the Algerian picked up his second knee injury of the year at the end of September and hasn't played since. In fact, the German side have no luck with striker injuries at all this campaign. Their other recognised forwards, Jurgen Locadia and André Gomes, have missed 15 games between them. And in the absence of all three, Hoffenheim's form has suffered. Despite sitting 7th, they have only scored 25, the 8th worst in the division. By contrast, 3 of the top 4 have scored 40 or more. Kramaric scored 5 after returning in late October, and Die Kraichgau will be hoping Belfodil's recovery will bring similar good fortune. Only 9 players in the Bundesliga found the net more times than the Algerian last year, while as a partnership, only Dortmund's Paco Alcacer and Marco Reus outperformed Belfodil and Kramaric. With European qualification still very much a possibility, Hoffenheim will be wanting the former Inter Milan star back on the pitch as soon as possible. If you're enjoying this video, why not hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss another great top 10 on EFD. Let's go on. 8. Marco Asensio. Seemingly always on the brink of glory or disaster, Real Madrid owe much of their success this season to the goals of informed striker Karim Benzema. With 12 league strikes so far, the Frenchman has managed to elevate Los Blancos to 2nd in the league, behind Barcelona by 2 points, despite an early season panic where it seemed Zidane's days were numbered. Madrid's issue is that without Benzema they are incredibly limited in attack, with defender Sergio Ramos their 2nd top scorer on 3. With Hazard and Bale in and out of the squad with injury and Luka Jovic struggling to find his feet, Benzema has never been so invaluable. And that may be where the return of prodigal winger Marco Asensio could come in handy. Yet to kick a ball this season, the Spaniard ruptured his cruciate ligament at the end of last campaign. But in good news for Real Madrid fans, he's expected to return in February 2020. While never a prolific scorer, the 23-year-old did manage 6 goals and 6 assists in 17-18 and takes on average over 2 shots per 90. A popular figure among the Bernabeu faithful, the return of Asensio could offer some attacking diversity that Real Madrid are crying out for. 7. José Giménez. One man in danger of seeing injuries hold back his career is Atletico Madrid's centre-half José Giménez. When Diego Godin left for Inter Milan this summer, it was meant to signal a green light for his fellow countryman José Giménez to assume the responsibility of being the first defender on the team sheet. The young Uruguayan was promoted to 3rd captain behind Koke and Saúl Ñíguez, and with 4 of their 7 defenders being new imports, a familiar world-class face at the back was a necessity. But Giménez has already missed a month and a half of the season with muscular injuries, playing just 8 games. In fact, throughout the 24-year-old's career in the Spanish capital, he has already suffered 16 different injuries. Whereas Godin missed just 30 matches in 9 years, Giménez is already on 55 in just over 2. And his value to the side is undoubted. In the 11 games he played this year, Atleti conceded just 7 goals, on average 0.64 a game. In the 9 without him, that jumps to 0.89. Now back in the side, Giménez has helped lift Simeone's side from 7th to 4th. If Atleti are to continue that rise, he will need to stay fit for longer. 6. William Carvalho. Seemingly linked with every big European side at some point in his career, a few were surprised when William Carvalho chose Real Betis in 2018. He quickly showed his class for the Spanish outfit, with the Andalusians registering 50 points in the league for the second consecutive season. And the Portuguese midfielder was one of their standout players. His pass completion rate stood at an impressive 92%, while the fact only 16% of his passes went backwards demonstrated his determination to develop play. Betis also had the second highest average possession in the division, allowing Carvalho to get forward. As a result, 40% of his ball recoveries occurred in the opposition half, making him a constant danger. However, this season he hasn't appeared for Los Verde Blancos since the end of September and has been sorely missed. And despite a recent upturn in form, Betis went on a torrid run of 1 win in 10. With just Javi Garcia offering cover, Marc Bartra's often been pushed into the midfield, upsetting the Betis system further. Though not a long-term injury, Carvalho's return will be warmly received at the Estadio Benito Villamarin. 5. Florian Thauvin. Following a dismal spell at Newcastle United in 2015-16, few would have expected Florian Thauvin to go on to become one of the standout players in Ligue 1. Yet that is exactly what has happened over the last few seasons, with the French winger thriving back at home at Olympique Marseille. Since his return, 53 goals in 106 league games, exactly one every other match, has helped Thauvin quickly become a legend at the Stade Velodrome. But so far this season, he has only played 10 minutes, with an ankle injury ruling him out until January. To Marseille's credit, under new boss André Villas-Boas, they have been in brilliant form. Capitalising on Lyon's current slip, they have risen to second in the league, only 7 points behind leaders PSG. So the prospect of Thauvin returning to the side will be hugely exciting for a team on course for their best finish since 2013. In 2018-19, no player in their squad had higher expected goals and assists than Thauvin, with the gap even greater before when he scored 22. But with Thauvin back in action, they could have a run for their money this season. 4. Aymeric Laporte. If Liverpool go on to claim this year's Premier League title, the injury to Manchester City's Aymeric Laporte will be considered a key factor to their success. Laporte's quality and importance to Guardiola's team cannot be understated. Since hobbling off with a knee injury in the 4th game of the season, Man City have stumbled in their title challenge and are now stuck 11 points behind Liverpool, having played 2 more games at the time of recording. Defeats at Anfield, Carrow Road and Molineux and home losses to Wolves and Manchester United have exposed a fragility to City, who rushed back John Stones and have had to rely on Fernandinho or Rodri to play defence. Last season, no outfield player had more minutes than Laporte, and since his debut in January 2018, no City defender has made more tackles, interceptions or won aerial duels than the Frenchman. His ridiculously high pass success rate of 92% was only bettered in defence by Stones, though the Englishman played fewer games and saw less of the ball on average than Laporte. Scheduled to return towards the end of February, he will be like a new signing for City, who looks so much more reassured when he is around. 3. Niklas Süle. When Niklas Süle ruptured a ligament in his knee back in October, former Bayern Munich president Uli Hoeneß described it as a total catastrophe. And sadly for Hoeneß, his worst fears have been realised, as Bayern's grip on the Bundesliga looks to be slipping. 4 points off the top spots, Bayern are in danger of falling behind Mönchengladbach, Leipzig and Dortmund in the title race. And having sold Mats Hummels to BVB in the summer, the Bavarian club look incredibly short at the back. Last season, Süle established himself as first choice for Bayern and Germany at centre-half. Capable of running at 21.7 miles per hour, the same as Kingsley Coman, his 94% pass accuracy ranked in the top 5 of the whole Bundesliga. And this campaign, no other Bayern defender had won more aerial duels than the 6'5" giant. In his absence, Javi Martinez got a second chance at the Allianz, but has struggled at times. Exposed twice by Leon Bailey in a 2-1 defeat at home to Leverkusen, he then gave away a penalty in injury time and was sent off in a crucial 2-1 defeat to Mönchengladbach. With Süle in the team, neither may have happened, and with no set date for his return, they will be stuck with Martinez a little longer. 2. André Gomes. André Gomes' horror injury against Tottenham was the lowest moment in what has been a difficult season for Everton so far. Stuck near the relegation spaces for all their financial outgoings, the Toffees have looked lacklustre, with former manager Marco Silva ultimately paying the price. Amidst the mess that has been their £450 million spend under Farhad Moshiri, Gomes emerged as a quality addition since originally signing from Barcelona in July 2018. As a deep-lying playmaker, he was crucial in breaking up and starting attacks alongside Idrissa Gueye. His defensive work rate in 2018-19 was hugely impressive. Across the season, he made a brilliant 8.4 ball recoveries per game in the opposition half, and averaged 3.2 interceptions per 90 as Everton employed a high-press style of play. And although rarely involved in goals or actual assists, the fact that 10% of his passes last season were long balls shows how his role was to directly release wingers or strikers to do the rest. With Gueye sold and Gomes injured, Everton are really struggling, but seeing the Portuguese midfielder back on the pitch this year would be a great achievement for the Toffees. 1. Leroy Sané. Another player Manchester City would welcome back into their side is talented winger Leroy Sané. Out since the Community Shield with a cruciate ligament rupture, the young German could be set for a return as early as February. And despite being seemingly destined for a move to Bayern Munich last summer, he could still be a huge asset in the Sky Blues' pursuit of Champions League glory. Since joining from Schalke in 2016, the soon-to-be 24-year-old bagged an impressive 39 goals and 45 assists in just 134 games, including 20 goal contributions last campaign. Though not without his flaws, his unbelievable dribbling ability and taste for the spectacular has made him a fan favourite at the Etihad. Last season, he averaged 1.8 dribbles a game, bested only by Raheem Sterling, while he ranked 4th for shots per 90. Whereas City are often forced to break down deep-lying defences, Sané offers a more direct counter-attacking option thanks to his frightening pace. Just like Laporte, the return of Sané would be like a new signing for a side in real need of a fresh approach to keep their season intact. So those were our 10 players who have been sorely missed through their injuries, but can you name any more? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this, why not go and check out all the great videos that we released over Christmas, including a very special Stat Wars. And as always, don't forget to like and subscribe. See you later.